welcome to the Monumental Monetization Masterclass. I'm Dee Collins, the creator of Success Creation Academy, Inc., and I've gathered 8 information that can lead to a business transformation for message magnification, mission maximization, and monumental monetization. I want you to stay tuned to the end of this talk, not just because I'm going to be the one doing the talk, but because I might actually say some pretty good stuff. Also, if you stay to the end, you find out how you can get your free gift. And believe me when I say you're going to want the free gifts I'm giving away for attending, and how you can gain access to a replay of this event and all of the talks from today. Put all distractions aside, because this is all about your business definitely going to the next level, maximizing your monetization, and doing what you dream to do. So I abbreviate the name of the summit as MMM because the information in it is good. And I said this for everybody else, so I'll say it for myself. Put the distractions aside, because you're not going to want to miss one morsel of this tasty talk. So thank you so much for joining me today. Welcome to the live audience. I do have my host and my colleague on also. Tony, are you there? I know she's muted because the chihuahua was barking in the last session, and I know she wanted to keep it from barking. But I'm just going to jump right in because I have so much to tell you, and new things are always coming into my mind. But first, I just want to thank all of the speakers that have been on today. If you've been in any of the other sessions, you know how incredible every single speaker was, the things that they gave away, the information, the free information that they gave live, the instruction, the coaching. It's just been a phenomenal day. And I'm just so glad that I did this, and I'm going to do it again. I have a goal, and sometime in the future, I may end up doing one summit a month. That would be totally awesome. I can't think about that right now because that's a little overwhelming, and I need to exhale from today. But let me go ahead and jump. I'm going to share my screen because I do have a PowerPoint put together, because I have a lot of teaching. You may want to get a notepad and a pen. You're definitely going to want to upgrade to VIP so that you can get the replay for this event. And I'm going to invite you to some other things that I'm going to be doing and extending some invitations for us to connect further. But without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. Let me see here. I'm getting ready to share my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay, can everybody see my screen? I don't know if you can type in the chat box if you're able to see that. Tony, can you see it? You're on mute, so I can't hear you. Oh, there's chat.
All good, Dee.
Okay, so you guys can see me. Okay, fantastic. All righty, so you already know that this is the Monumental Monetization Masterclass, and I want to speak to that for a minute, because it's not all about the money, but it's about having the money to be able to do things in this world to make a global impact to the lives of others. So we don't want to just focus on the money, but if you're not making money, you're not really in business. So I have a big dream. I have a huge vision, and it's going to take money to do what I need to do. So I want people to be profitable. But anyway, just let me go into the talk because I'm already rambling. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to get to the next slide. Okay, so welcome to the Monumental Monetization Masterclass. I already welcomed everybody. So glad you're here. Just say something in the chat. Just say hello. Send me some love. Type in some dollar signs. Type in anything. Type in a masterclass. Type in monumental. Do you know how to spell monumental? You know, and I'm always, when I'm putting monetization, it almost comes up as a spelling error, but it is spelled right because I go back and check it like 1,000 times through Google, so I know that we're good here. So, but gathered the world-class mentors that we've had on the show today. So I hope that you're able to connect with some of them. But let me just talk about money for a minute. Some people call it dough. Some people call it bread. Some people call it cheddar. Some people call it coinage. Some people call it dead presidents. Some people call it making that paper. Some people call it greenbacks, funds, bills, or just plain cash money. But no matter how you say it, when your money is funny, you're definitely not laughing, because a lack of revenue is no joke. And that's why I'm hosting this masterclass today. So my mentor, Iman Age, said, the greatest mistake an entrepreneur can make is to not make money. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be having some money coming into your business, because your business won't be able to grow, it won't be able to reach more people, and you won't be able to really walk in the purpose of what you're supposed to do. So money isn't the ultimate focus, like I was saying, but without it, you don't have a business. Dee Collins said that. I'm quoting her, quoting myself. So I'm Dee Collins, and entrepreneurs, authors, speakers, and coaches hire me to fast track their success by uncovering high income earning opportunities in their own businesses through publishing and profitability partnership programs. Now, the reason they do this is because most lack the inside information, decisive direction, and authentic action required to do so. So I help them create, customize, and communicate their business offerings in highly impactful ways, showing them that the bottom line is every single day they do business, they must tap into their available resources to magnify their message and maximize their monetization. Bam, point blank. So the women's and civil rights activist Elizabeth Cady Stanton once said something to the effect of, wealth is the impassable gulf that lies between riches and poverty. It's a gulf that you can't even pass, because actually wealth isn't just riches, and riches isn't wealth. But riches is a material wealth. It is money and things, but true wealth includes prosperity and the process for the acquisition and maintenance of money. It includes resources, health, happiness, and the ongoing establishment of a viable net worth. So we're not just looking to get rich, we are looking to experience true wealth, which has to do with the health and the happiness, not just the money, the property, the ownership, the legacy, and purpose. Now, let me tell you about my definition of purpose and the actual definition of purpose. So in the Webster's Dictionary, we find out that the definition of purpose is the reason why a thing exists. So an example of that is a chair exists for you to have a place to sit down. A vehicle or a car exists to be able to transport you from point A to point B. So purpose is the reason why a thing exists, which means that if you are in existence, if you are alive, if you are watching this telesummit, if you are living and breathing, it means that you have a purpose because you exist. Now, I want to take this a step further, because I make new definitions to old words by breaking those words down. So if you take the word purpose, if you notice it, you have the word P-U-R, and the word pose. Now, the word per in the Greek means fire, and pose is like your posture or your position, or like you pose for a picture. So my new definition to purpose is standing in the fire position, which means that when you step out and you begin to walk in your purpose, and you begin to do the entrepreneurship that you know that you are meant to do, it's not always going to be easy, because you're going to be standing in the fire position, and you're going to go through some things. There's going to be times where you may not have any money. There's going to be times where you're saying, well, I really want that package. I have no idea how I'm going to get it, or I need this training. I know I need this training, but just trust me. Trust and open yourself up. And like Jay Facette taught us, stop operating in a mindset of scarcity scarcity and transition your mindset to a mindset of abundance. Because once you do that, you will begin to see how things will just come to you, and that a way will be made out of no way. Can I get an amen in here? Yeah, you're not at church. This is a telesummit. Okay, so how to maximize your business with the significance of your difference is what I want to tell you about today. Now, I see some things blinking in the chat, but I can't actually see the chat right now. So I will check it in a little while, but keep chatting, keep posting in there. I think somebody, I said, can I get an amen? Somebody might be typing amen. So how to maximize your business with the significance of your difference. And so what do I mean by the significance of your difference? So a business can be oblique if you're not unique. So the significance of your difference is your point of difference from others is your point of significance. Every single person has something unique to offer, a unique way of delivering it. Even if you're in the same business or the same industry as someone else, you have to be able to put your spin on it. And that's why I have the title of this book, The Purple Cow, up here, because your point of difference is your point of significance. And the purple cow points this out. It talks about different businesses that did things differently. And then it set them apart in the marketplace and made them market leaders. So one of those businesses is Starbucks. I always say that Starbucks may not have the best coffee in the entire world, but they created an atmosphere around coffee. Now Starbucks is the go-to place for meetings. You go to meet people there, you go to work on your laptop, you go to sit, have a cup of coffee and listen to music, because they've created an atmosphere that has attracted people. And they don't have to have the best coffee in the world, but they did something to set themselves apart in the marketplace. And you have to find your purple cow. What about you is not going to make you the black and white cows that we see, or the brown cows that we see when we're driving through the country on the side of the road? You want to be a purple cow. I think I'm going to be a money green cow with a little bit of bling bling. But whatever kind of cow you are, I'm not calling you a cow. I'm not calling anyone a cow. I'm just saying you have to set yourself apart in this day and time, because there is so much competition out there, and your point of difference will be your point of significance. I want to tell you a story about, I start this off and a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. I know that I'm a little bit older than a lot of the people that I may associate with sometimes, so you may not know all the television shows, songs, and things like that, but I usually start off this story by saying, the sky was all purple, there were people running everywhere. And that was like, I was like, no, just kidding. But it was 1999. So the year was 1999, and I'm in Houston, Texas. I'm in my living room in the Inwood North subdivision. Whoop, whoop, Inwood. 4 acres homes. No, I'm just kidding. So I'm in my living room, and I'm sitting there and I'm watching the GQ Man of the Year Awards. And that year, when they got up to introduce who was going to be receiving the award for the musical artist GQ Man of the Year Award, they started off with a collage of his life. And one of the things that they said is, with one strum of the guitar, you know exactly whose music it is. And then they introduced him, and it was Carlos Santana. He won that year. And when he walked up, he began to explain that when they said, with one strum of the guitar, you know exactly whose music it is. And he said that his father taught him how to play the guitar, and his father taught him how to get inside of the note. Because when you can get inside of the note, you can then fingerprint it. So even if your name isn't on it, if somebody hears it, they're going to know it's yours because you fingerprinted it. So I'm saying you need to apply this whatever your business may be. If you are a life coach, if you are a weight loss coach, if you are a speaking coach, if you sell, an online course, if you are in the health industry, if you are, if you have a pet business, no matter what it is, You have to not only set yourself apart from others, but get inside of your business so that you can fingerprint it and make it your own. Now, one of the things that I know that they look for at crime scenes are fingerprints. They dust for fingerprints. And I decided a long time ago that I want to be found guilty of doing good. I want to be found guilty of doing good. And that means I would like people to find my fingerprints all over somebody else's success. So I'm so glad you're here today. So let me go on. So 3 ways to differentiate yourself in business is that you can differentiate yourself with a book. There's all different types of books. There's the books that can tell stories. There's books that are picture books. There are books that are business books. There are books that are ebooks. You can have paperback books. You can have hard copy books. You can have books that are free giveaways. You can have a free plus shipping offer. So there's all different types of ways that you can differentiate yourself with a book. Now, you can also differentiate yourself with stories and a talk. So if you can develop a signature talk, you should have a talk where you can do a 3-minute talk. You should be able to do a 5-minute talk, a 10-minute talk, a 15-minute talk, a 30-minute talk, 45-minute, and a 90-minute talk. So you should have all these different talks. The longer talks are going to be your signature talk, but the stories that you tell, sharing things about your life, and whatever stories that you tell, you should be able to relate a teaching point within that story back to your business. This differentiates you. When you have a talk, when you can speak to people, when you can effectively communicate, this can differentiate you and the way that you communicate. And you can also differentiate yourself with high value incentives. This is something that I have perfected, and people love this because if you like going on vacation, type vacay into the comments. Type vacay into the chat box. VACAY if you like going on vacation. I don't care where you like to go. You know what? As a matter of fact, type where you want to go on vacation next, where you would just love to go to, or maybe what your dream vacation would be. But in any case, I own a travel company. It's a discount travel membership that saves people up to 70% off of hotels, dining, entertainment, and all type of travel. And I have this membership program, and it comes with these complimentary vacation stays. Well, I use this in my profitability partnership programs to help people differentiate themselves in business by giving away high value vacation stays or vacation incentives to gain more business. Now, there's a few different ways that you can do this with the vacation stays. So one thing that you can do is, say, for instance, you acquire new clients by booking maybe a 30-minute discovery call where you can sit down with your potential clients for a consultation, where you can dramatically increase the amount of clients that you can book into a consultation to talk about doing further business with you if you offer a high value vacation incentive to them. Say, if you book, a 30-minute consultation session with me, I'm giving away, for this month, I'm giving away a 3-day complimentary luxury vacation stay in Las Vegas. And people were like, well, sure, I'll sit down with you for 30 minutes because everybody loves the vacation. And it can absolutely skyrocket your business. As a matter of fact, it can double and triple your sales and leads with high value vacation incentives. And the beautiful thing about it is that everybody loves to travel, everybody loves vacation, everybody loves luxury, everybody loves relaxation. And so it goes across every single industry. You can use this for any type of business. You can also use this to sell products. And so say if you have, say you have a few different levels of packages, but say you have a higher level package and that costs $1,000 or $5,000 or somewhere in between there. You could say for everyone who signs up for this particular level program, or everyone who buys $100 worth of products off of my website, you get a complimentary luxury vacation stay on us because we value our customers. And it will give you repeat business. It will give you referral business. You can also use this when you're doing a new product launch, if you're having a live event, if you're launching your book. and you want people to come and sign up and register in one place at one time, you can say, if you come here and if you sign up for my live event, or if you come and purchase my book on launch day on such and such a time, or if you enroll in my new course that I'm launching today, then everyone who does that you can either give it away to everyone who does that, or you can say one person that does this is going to win, and then you can say what the particular trip is. And we have all types of phenomenal destinations. We have several in the US, and like my website is mytravelfreelife.com, and you could click on destinations and see all of the destinations of the complimentary stays. We have like 5 days in Cancun, and when I say complimentary, the only thing that you have to pay is for the tax and sometimes like the resort fees on the room. And people say, how can they do that? I'm glad you asked. The way that they do this is because these high-end hotels have fixed costs. So they're going to have to pay the cost for a room, whether somebody is in that room or not. What they would rather do than have an empty room is they would rather give you the room for free and hope that you spend money at the spa, spend money in the restaurant, spend money at the gift shop, so at least they can have a little bit more revenue than they would have had with an empty room. So transportation is not included. You have to find your own way there. I recommend Southwest because bags fly free. And they have online specials that are great all the time. But you can go and say, for instance, you can go to the Westgate Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada for 3 days, no timeshare presentation required for you to attend. And out of pocket, you're going to spend about $58. That's it. Go and enjoy yourself. You can go to Cancun and some of the most magnificent 4-star and 5-star resorts. 5 days in Cancun, $98, because all you're paying is the tax on the room. So who doesn't want that? So I love it. I give away free vacations all the time. And you can, book a talk with me, a meeting with me, if you want to know how to partner with me, where you can offer this to your clients to boost your business and to differentiate yourself and set yourself apart. So, what I would like to encourage you and tell you how to do is I want to talk about overcoming the failure factor, because depression seeks out the destined. You know that you are destined for something if you are facing adversity. So I love it. I have one of my mentors and teachers is Dr. Mike Murdoch, and I heard him teach about adversity once, because a lot of times in business isn't easy. I saw a picture of, Jeff Bezos, the guy that owns Amazon.com. Somebody type his name in the chat box. I'm bad sometimes like that with names. But anyway, I saw a picture of him when he first started, and it's just a picture of a table. It's not really even a desk. It has like computers on it with wires hanging out the back of it. And then he has a sign where he printed out Amazon and just taped the sign up on the wall next to him. Now look at Amazon.com. And I'm saying that could be, I'm getting emotional right now because I know that could be any one of you. I don't care if you have to staple something together to keep your business going. I don't care if it looks grim and dim. That's why we have events like this. This is why we have mentors like the people that I have had on this telesummit today. I'm going to start crying, you guys, because it's real. I went through so many things in my life, so many down times, so many moments of depression where I was like, how come I can't succeed? What's wrong with me? I'm doing everything right. I'm reading all the books. I'm watching all the videos. I'm going to the right places. I'm connecting with the right people. And I just felt like I had a mark on me, like I couldn't be successful. And I would want to just pull the curtains and pull the blinds and pull the shades, and I didn't want to get up, and I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I didn't want to try to go out and meet my next client or do my next talk or do anything that I needed to do. And I almost gave up until I recognized that failure is a prerequisite to success. I almost gave up And then I remembered that Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times and went on to become one of the greatest filmmakers we have ever seen. I almost gave up. And then I remembered that Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team, but he went on to become absolutely iconic and one of the best players to ever play the game. I almost gave up. And then I realized something, that Babe Ruth is known as the home run king, but a lot of people don't know that he is also the strikeout king. Because, and I'm going to challenge you today, because you've got to be willing to swing more than anybody else to knock it out of the park and be the go-to authority in your niche. You know, this is not for the faint-hearted. If you are an entrepreneur, you are going to get some scrapes and some bruises along the way. You're going to have some disappointments. You're going to have some days that you want to give up, but don't give up. Because right when I was about to give up, my book hit #1 on the Amazon bestsellers list in the categories of business mentoring and coaching, starting a business, and educational psychology. I had already published 5 other books. None of them were bestsellers. I almost gave up, people, but guess what? July 30th, 2019, this lady right here hit #1. Not just a best-selling author, a #1 bestseller. So don't give up. It's true. I know. It's like, you know, like when you're going through stuff. Oh, I'm sorry. Close, sorry. But when you're going through things, you know, and you think, you know, you listen to the motivational videos and you listen to the people saying, your friends and your colleagues encouraging you to say, it's okay, it's going to get better. But nobody knows what it feels like to be you, but you. And sometimes you wait for better so long, it feels like better is never going to come. But remember that it takes 10 years to become an overnight success. It takes 10 years to become an overnight success. And I think this is my 10th year. So I'm pretty excited that this is my overnight success year. So I almost gave up. Failure is a prerequisite to success. And if you're gonna fall up. Just fall up. So I want to tell you a little bit about my publishing story here, and I have some of my books here. Sorry, I was tearing up in that last slide. But my publishing story. So I've always been an author. I've always been a writer for as long as I can remember. And even when I was a little girl, I used to go down. I grew up in the suburb of Cleveland, Ohio, and we had a basement. And I used to go down in the basement and sit at my dad's desk, and I used to make books, and I used to take like typing paper and I would write my books, and I would take construction paper and I would make my covers and I would staple them together, and I had my own little publishing company. And my mom was like my hugest fan, and she would always encourage me. And then when I got older, I continued to write, and I just always loved writing. And when I became an adult, my mom started encouraging me, and she started to say, Dee, you really should publish your works because your writing is really good. And I would say, okay, I'm going to do that. And then I wouldn't do it. And then she would come back to me and say, Dee, when are you going to publish your books? You've got to get your book out there because your stuff is really good. And I would say, okay, I'm going to, Mom. And I can remember one time she got so angry at me. She was just like, she got angry with me for not doing what she knew I was meant to do. And so she said, just give me your stuff and I'll publish it. And I'm like, calm down, Mom, I will do it. So I didn't do it. And then one day my mom got a stomach ache that never went away. We went back and forth to the doctors several times. And finally, by the time they figured out what was wrong with her, she was in stage 4 pancreatic cancer. 6 months later, she was gone. And then I got my first publishing job, which was write her obituary. I hadn't done what I told her I was going to do. And that's why I tell people, and we've said it on earlier talks today, all you really have is right now. All you have is right now. All you have is this moment to be who you were meant to be. Don't put it off any longer. Don't let the fear of failure stop you, because as long as you keep moving forward, you are going to get to that place of doing what you're supposed to do, being who you're meant to be, because somebody else is waiting for you. So I'm gonna tell you this story. So I didn't publish the book. So I was in such grief because my mom was absolutely my best friend in the entire world. Loved her so much that when she died, I didn't even know how to live. That's how close we were. So I was like, okay, I need to keep my promise to her. I need to publish something like right now. So I jumped online. I wrote a 5,000 word article. And it was about the experience I went through with my mom. And it was called Pancreatic Cancer, Living from Diagnosis to Death, the Diary of a Cancer Patient's Daughter. So I even put my phone number in the article. I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but because I was posting this on the internet, but I just I didn't even realize the power of the internet, and I didn't think anybody would see it or even read it. Well, as it turns out, over 30,000 people read this article. And I started getting calls at all time of the day or night from all over the world. I was getting calls from the UK. I was getting calls from the West Indies. I was getting calls from all across the United States, people saying, what should I do? Thank you for your article. It helped me so much. This is such a blessing. I got to know them. I got to know their loved ones. Some people that actually had pancreatic cancer themselves contacted me, people who were caring for loved ones who I'm still friends and connected with them today, even on Facebook. And that's when I realized that my mother wanted me to do this because she realized it was much larger than me. But there's somebody out there that's waiting for the gift that is on the inside of you. There's somebody out there waiting for the business, for the talent, for the skills, for the knowledge that's on the inside of you. And every single day that you don't do it, you are doing the world a great in service. And somebody can't reach their next level. Somebody can't reach their potential if you don't do what you were meant to do. So here are some of my books. This is the first book I published in paperback format. It's called Abstract Poetry for Life. My friend Dhanaraj Kizara designed the cover artwork in the background for me, and I'll tell you a little bit more about him in just a moment. Well, I'll tell you right now. But people started to ask me, because I mainly got on Facebook to just post, I was posting poetry. And then people started commenting on my poems and they're saying, where's your book? I want to buy your book. And I'm like, well, I don't have a book. So then after several people asked me where my book was, I realized I had posted over 200 poems on Facebook. Now I think it's up to 500, but you can see them in my notes on my Facebook page if we're friends on Facebook. So they were saying, where's your book? I need you guys, I know this is professional, but since I've been crying, my nose is running. I gotta grab a tissue, hold on a second. Or a paper towel or whatever is closest. But anyway, thank you for your patience. So I looked up and I had posted 200 poems on Facebook and I'm like, well, that's a book. So I just cut and paste all of those poems and I published a collection of 200 poems, and that was my first in-print book called Abstract Poetry for Life. Like I said, my friend Dhanaraj, he designed the cover art. Well, if you skip the next book and look at Rain in the Wind, this is a book he and I published together. He and I have never met. We were connected by a mutual friend on Facebook. I loved his artwork. He's a graphic artist. He lives in India. And he loved my writing. And one day I was just thinking, I've never heard his voice. We've never talked on the phone. And one day I just sent him a message and I said, hey, send me everything that you have on rain and nature. Send me, your art collections. So that artwork that you see on Rain and the Wind, those are actual paintings and drawings he did. And his artwork is throughout the entire book. The book is in full color. I wrote poetic expressions relating real life to different things in weather and nature, and it's a very spiritual book. but I've never met him, never talked to him on the phone. We've only chatted through Facebook, and we have this book together. He lives in India, and I hope I get to meet him one day. So it's just phenomenal, the things that you can do if you just dare to dream and dare to take action on your dreams. So this next book, Does Heaven Have a Post Office? This is a book that I wrote, Does Heaven Have a Post Office? Letters to My Dearly Departed Mother. This was one day I was missing my mom really bad, and I wanted to talk to her so bad, but I couldn't. So I decided to send her an email. So, I just said, I wish I was a better daughter. And I wasn't a bad daughter, I was a good daughter. But you know, you always feel like you could have done more. And I said, I love you and I miss you. So a couple of weeks goes by, and one day I'm checking my email and I look up in my inbox and I have a reply to this email that I sent to my mom. And it's just like, my heart stopped and I was just like, what? So I opened up the email, and it said, I love you and miss you too. And then I just couldn't believe it. And it just like took my breath away. And then I thought for a moment, so I called my dad and I said, Dad, are you still checking Mom's email? And he was like, no. I was like, Dad, don't play with me. Are you checking Mom's email? And he was like, yes, I am. He said, but I just felt like you needed to hear that. And then it just, that's when I got the vision for the book. And I said, I'm going to write her letters to tell her things that she taught me, things that I loved about her, things that, I appreciate about how she raised me, and things that have happened since she's gone that I wish I could tell her, but I can't. And so I put this collection of letters together, a collection of poetry. I have some original wisdom quotes. And then I invited other people into this book to be able to publish a letter to their lost loved ones. So I had contributors where people sent me their letters and I put them in the book. And so this was just an awesome work. I have also, I have several different people that I personally spoke to and interviewed that had near-death experiences, like the one that I had when I was 4 years old, that I actually died and came back to life. I was very, very sick, terminally ill. The doctor said I was going to die, but I'm here now, so evidently that didn't happen. So I have phenomenal people in this book and their near-death experiences and what happened. And then I write about different cultures and how different cultures view death and what their traditions are surrounding death and everything like that. But anyway, so the last book that you see here is Muscle Memory Millionaire, The Hidden Secret to Automating Your Success. And this is my book that hit #1. And I'm super excited about it. And it's so funny because we were talking about failure and being discouraged and wanting to quit. And I tell you, when this book hit #1, you think you're going to be, like jumping up and down. And I was, but I was trying to call my brother Brian to tell him about it. And then I couldn't do nothing but cry. I cried for half a day straight because I was so grateful that I had had this victory and that I had had this success, and that all of the blood and the sweat and the tears and the pain and the wet pillowcases and the sleepless nights and the overdrawn bank accounts, that all of those things that I endured was absolutely worth it. And what I didn't realize is that, just like much of you, that diamonds are made out of coal, but it's a very intense process that takes time and a whole lot of pressure. And I just believe that everybody that is in this telesummit, any of the talks that you've attended, that there are just a bunch of diamonds out there. You may be a diamond in the rough right now, but you are going to shine brightly one day soon, and the light of success is gonna hit you and bounce off of every single crystal clear facet. That's just poetic. You have Tony always, oh, I can tell you're a writer. I can tell you're a writer. So Muscle Memory Millionaire, the idea behind this book is actually kind of like, okay, so surgeons know about muscle memory. There's muscle memory in several areas of your life. And several people experience muscle memory, but surgeons know about muscle memory because if they do like one surgery, like say they do an appendectomy where they remove your appendix, if they do that surgery so many times, they could do that surgery blindfolded because their hands automatically know where to go. So what I have done with Muscle Memory Millionaire is I have applied this concept to success so that you can begin to do the things daily so that they will become automatic, and then it will automate your success, because I mean, you could just do it in the dark because it becomes automatic. So I definitely want you to check out this book. Most of the people that have had talks today are profiled in this book. I do profile 7 millionaires in this book. And we have some other great people, different connections and resources for you. But I'm running out of time, and I want to make sure I get to your free gifts. I know this is just good, and I could just talk forever and ever. Oh, these are a few testimonials, a few people that I helped them publish their book. Pastor Willie F. Hughes, he is the senior pastor of Power and Authority Tabernacle in Grand Prairie, Texas. Mighty powerful man of God. And I've done 3 books with him. He did a book, Woman More Than a Man, The Purpose and Power of Prayer, and How to Get Married. I've helped him with those books. We have other book projects. I've been so busy, I haven't even had a chance to get to a few of his other book projects that he has, but look for more great books for him. Barbara Marie Barnes, she met me over the internet. She saw a press release from my publishing company and actually contacted me. She was living in the Maryland area at that time. I actually went out there. Before I actually met her in person, she had me do a talk because she would she had homes for homeless women, and she would go there and, help them get through their situations. And she was a facilitator for those events. And so she had me deliver a talk to the women in the homeless shelter over the phone. And she put me on speaker, and I called and I delivered a talk to them. And then I met her in person, and I asked her, I said, "Where is your book?" And she was like, "Me? My book?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's your book. Where is your book?" And so I helped her become a published author pretty quickly. And she published a book. Her first book was called Pretty Ugly. And it's about increasing your self-esteem, and it's about living with low self-esteem and just the experiences in the story of her life. And so I might run over just a couple minutes. I hope you guys will bear with me. This talk is only supposed to be 45 minutes. That only gives me 2 minutes left, but there's just a couple things I have to tell you, so stay on the call. Heidi Riley Ankar, she also contacted me. She wrote a romance novel that we published for her. She's a phenomenal writer. And I didn't even find out until we were basically, at publishing her book, that she's considered legally blind. And I just want to know that if Heidi didn't let this stop her, she's gone on to get her degrees and she's doing a lot of great things. What's your excuse? I just want to know what's your excuse. Helen Keller was, she was deaf and blind. And when someone asked her, what could be worse than being born deaf and blind? This woman that was born deaf and blind, who went on to write books and to encourage and inspire so many people, she said, the only thing worse than being born deaf and blind is to have sight with no vision. So you got to have a vision today. Edward Teller, he was the Hungarian-American nuclear physicist, and he said these words. He said, when you come to the end of all the light you know, and it's time to step into the darkness of the unknown, faith is knowing that one of 2 things shall happen. Either you will be given something solid to stand on in the darkness, or you will be taught how to fly. I know I have some eagles out there. I believe that you can fly, and stepping out into business sometimes is stepping into the darkness of the unknown. But you have to have faith. You have to have faith. So be a faithpreneur. So thank you for tuning into my talk on the Monumental Monetization Masterclass. My free gift for you is a free vision board and plan of action board, downloadable template. So what I've done is I've gone online. You don't have to give me your email address or anything. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to opt in for it. So you can go to vision.successcreationacademy.com. That's vision.successcreationacademy.com, and you're going to get a free download of a vision board template, where the vision board, like my vision board, I have squares, I have pictures of what that vision is about. I have the dollar amount of how much I need to bring in monthly for that vision. And then, I have a picture of the vision. And then I did these on all these different PowerPoint slides. I, put it in a poster format, and then I saved it as a PDF document, sent it to the printer, and I had them print it. It's 3 feet by 4 feet large, and it's on cork board. So it is like the vision board of vision boards. And I know exactly how much I need to be bringing in my business to achieve every single vision on my board. I have it by my door so that I can look at it every single day. So you could download that, make your own vision board, drop your own dollar amounts in, drop your own pictures, drop your own visions in. Then there is the plan of action board. So a lot of people, they'll have a vision, but how are you going to achieve the vision without action? So I give you a plan of action board creation template. And what you do is you take one square for every square of your vision board, and you put a plan of action for how you're going to achieve that particular vision. It works, people. Do it. Write the vision and make it plain. So this is my my VIP gift. Remember those complimentary vacation stays I was telling you about earlier? Well, for my VIPs, and if you upgrade to VIP, you have to upgrade to the highest level of VIP to get the VIP gifts. That's $47 on the summit, and you get replays of all of the talks from the summit. You can upgrade for $27 just to get replays of the talks, but you don't get the VIP gifts. So the VIP gifts are people have given away some phenomenal stuff for the VIP gift, so I would just do it for $47. That's absolutely a no-brainer. But I'm gonna give my VIPs 3 of these complimentary luxury vacation stays to use in your business, to use to get more clients, to use as a promotional giveaway, to use for a book launch, to use for a course launch, to use to help book consultations, or you can use one of them for yourself and just go somewhere and enjoy, because balance is very important in life, and we need to remember how to rest and get balance and take it easy. I already told you, upgrade for $27 and get replays of all of the summit talks, upgrade for $47 and get replays of all the talks, plus all the VIP gifts. Now, free gift for attending, like I said, is the vision. I think somebody's dropping it in the chat box for me. If not, I'll go and do that in just a minute, but Tony's usually really on top of that. So these are the free gifts. Also, these are the vacation incentives to boost your business. So make sure you email me if you need more information, if you can't find where to get the VIP, or if you want to connect with the other VIP things that were given away during the telesummit. Email me at d@successcreationacademy.com. That's d@successcreationacademy.com, and put MMM in the subject line, please. So thank you for joining me and 7 other world-class mentors, in addition to myself, for information that can take your business to the max. If you want to request additional information, just like I said, or further connect with any of our other speakers, be sure to email me at d@successcreationacademy.com, MMM in your subject line. And I think I'm about to bounce. Oh, so important. And I know we're running out of time. So I am launching my online course. It starts on Monday, November 4th. And you can self-publish your book in 60 days or less. This course is called The Ultimate Book Publishing Blueprint. I'm going to be delivering this course live. I am going to be holding your hands. I'm going to be nurturing you. I'm going to be showing you what to do to become a published author. And even if you've already published your book and you would like to take my course to learn some additional things that may help you with your next book, you are invited. I have been doing some incredible things. My course usually sells for $19.97. I usually offer it when I'm out and about at 50% off for $9.97, but I'm actually allowing 10 people to get it for 90% off. And it starts on Monday, and that's $197. And so I'm going to be holding a special informational webinar on Saturday that you can get in if you want more information on that, or to see if I have any spots left. I do want to keep this class small because I want to give you the support and the personal attention that you need to be able to get this project done. And I want some people that have been procrastinating. I want some people that know that they need to do this, that know that they are meant to do this, to become a published author by December 31st of 2019. I believe in you. Now I want you to believe in you. So super excited. The class begins on November the 4th, 2019, but I'm having the free info webinar on Saturday, November the 2nd, and that's going to be 1 p.m. That's this coming Saturday, and I'm going to drop the link in the chat. That link is where you can register for that informational webinar about the class that is starting on Monday. Woo! That was a mouthful. I said a lot. That was another. So thank you for joining us. We sincerely hope that something you learned today will uniquely add to your success. And if you had a good time today, if you enjoyed this talk, if you gained anything from this talk today, please drop it in the chat box and let us know. I'm so blessed and so happy to have you here with me. And thank you, Tony, for putting all of those things in the chat box. Tony, are you available to come on? I just want you to come on and say goodbye to everybody.
Thank you, I am, but I think I copied your bit.ly wrong, Dee. Can you put the right one up there? Because I clicked on it myself. Liddy, she's sharp. Liddy sharp. Craig, we're working on it now. She's going to bring up the link. I think maybe I needed to have the capitalization. I'm not sure.
Okay, let me see.
Thank you, Jay.
Oh, here we go. This is for the info webinar.
Right.
And then when you come to the info webinar, you'll be able to make a decision if you want to enroll in the course or if I have any of the discount spots left. But go ahead and sign up for that. I would love to see you guys there. I just love. I'm just such a big old ball of love. So, I mean, even if you're not interested, just join me on the webinar. I'll be happy to see you.
Thank you, Marie. She is inspiring. I agree. All right, I'm going to click on that link. Let's see if that one works now, guys. The one that Dee just put up there. I'm clicking on it. Yep, that worked. All right.
That works.
Yeah, you have to have the capitalization.
Okay.
It wasn't going to play.
Okay, yeah, bit.ly. And then did you guys get the link for, you got the link for the free, it's vision.successcreationacademy.com. So you can get your free downloadable templates for your vision board creation, for your plan of action board creation. And there's also another special bonus on there, which is, let me see what I have on there. I think it's, it's a report, 7 ways to boost your business with a book. 7 ways to boost your business with a book. And so you don't have to be writing a business book to take my class. You can be writing a children's book. You can be writing your own story. And it can be a business book. But if there's a book in you, let me get it out. Let's birth the book, okay? And so I'm going to be having a live publishing event sometime soon too. And I'm calling it Birthright, which is WRITE. Because I want you to publish what has been deposited in you, and that's your birthright. Okay, I think we're done. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye.